Once again, I'm doing this for this channel, and I've never thought I would ever want to do this series again. Anyways, welcome to Wrestling News with the Dude. As usual, I'll be talking about what's happening this week as of today, and I'll give out my thoughts about it. You see, there's good things happen on this day and yesterday, or 2 days ago. Well, I'm recording this because I want to tell you my thoughts about it. So let's see, we had the Super Grand Memorial Backyard Brawl, loser leaves GTS match, confrontation between Tommy Salami and Grimm, a GTS star quits despite the fact that he won, and we got 3 mid-card title matches. So what happened last Sunday was that there was a Super Grand Memorial Backyard Brawl. It was just those guys who were not booked for any matches on the card besides the Backyard Brawl. And of course, Tony Emerald is the winner of that match. He's the first man to win both Super Pop Memorial Battle Royal and Super Grand Memorial Backyard Brawl in 1 year. And all of a sudden, Tommy Salami decided to show up in the ring and speaks the truth about GTS wrestling inside and outside of wrestling. Real or not, Tommy Salami versus Grimm will be the best rivalry in 2019. Better than all the rivalries they have done in the past. Speaking of rivalries, we've seen these two fought each other like maybe a few times, and this time this match was pretty great. And as you can see, Kurt Bale lost and he's no longer with GTS, probably temporary. But for Mike Swanson, he's permanently leaving GTS for good. Because you see, Grimm had declared Mike Swanson as the new face of GTS, which should have been in the early 2019 or last year. Because you see, Mike Swanson also speaks for the truth about why he should have been the next face of GTS. You know, I would have thought if Mike Swanson would have lost this match, but at the same time, he's leaving GTS for good. There are fans who watches both WWE and GTS, and they said Brock Lesnar is a part-timer because he never shows up to every Raw episodes or pay-per-view shows. And these are the same fans who said Grimm is an idiot because he never gets to push my favorite GTS stars who never comes around because they have jobs outside of wrestling. If they're gonna return to GTS wrestling, they should get their YouTube title match. See how people cannot even make up their minds? Anyways, what happened on today's episode of GTS SummerSlam? What a brutal match between Joey Angelo and Tony Chini. Well, apparently Joey Angelo is still your United States champion, and we also had an awesome hardcore match between Zach Valor and Francesca. Zach Valor is still the hardcore champion. Oh, wait a minute, Francesca is the new hardcore champion because of the 24/7 rule. You know, I'd be so mad if the United States Championship match or the Hardcore Championship match is going to be headlining SummerSlam. But thankfully, the GTS Intercontinental Championship match will be the main event for GTS SummerSlam, because the IC title is the most secondary prestigious title in pro wrestling. Because remember when Bret Hart defended his IC title against British Bulldog at the main event of SummerSlam back in 1992? Yeah, I'm fine with that actually. I'm fine with having the GTS Intercontinental Championship match as the main event for SummerSlam, but still, the top GTS title should be the main event for SummerSlam. Switching gears to New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, I'm going to talk about the final night of the G1 Climax 29. What a historical moment that happened on the final night. So, we got several junior heavyweight wrestlers coming back because they're training up for Super J Cup 2019 in USA. So, Jushin Thunder Liger finally gets to wrestle for his final time in Nippon Budokan. And Kenta joins the Bullet Club. And who would have thought 5 years ago he took a picture with Finn Balor with his Bullet Club t-shirt? Who would have thought this would be a foreshadowing? Katsuyori Shibata, Kenta's best friend, came back to the ring and attacked his best friend. Does that mean we will see these two fighting off at, most likely, Wrestle Kingdom one more time? I mean, the last time we seen Shibata wrestle at New Japan was when he had a match with Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and that one last hippo that he used, which caused him to get an SDH, and he's no longer an active wrestler. And yeah, congrats to Kota Ibushi winning this year's G1 Climax. At long last, he finally won after a long overdue. He was the runner-up last year, and this year he finally won this year's G1 Climax. And boy, I was really wrong, because I would have thought if somebody from a different walk would win the G1 Climax, and instead we got somebody from the same block as the IWGP Heavyweight Champion winning this year's G1 Climax. So we will see Kota Ibushi versus Kazuchika Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at Wrestle Kingdom. But this is not the first time we will see these two, because these two never had a rivalry before. But at some point they had matches, maybe at the anniversary show probably. But for now, congrats to Kota Ibushi. So I want to talk about WWE SummerSlam that happened last Sunday, and we had one title changes. So let's get to it. So Drew Gulak is still your Cruiserweight champion. Buddy Murphy wins by a DQ thanks to Rowan, who was revealed as an attacker thanks to Buddy Murphy. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are still the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. Thankfully, the Iconics did not take that back. Becky Lynch is still your Raw Women's Champion. Goldberg beats Dolph Ziggler in over a minute of 50 seconds, and this match was slightly longer than Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg at Survivor Series 2016. AJ Styles is still your United States Champion. And Ricochet, look at him dressing up as Nightwings. Bayley is still your SmackDown Women's Champion. And I would have thought if Sasha Banks come back and attack her best friend Bayley, thus turning heel at SummerSlam. And Kevin Owens beats Shane McMahon, and thankfully he gets to keep his job. Oh, and also Elias was a special guest enforcer. Oh, and speaking of Elias, he got speared by Edge, and it happened during the pre-show. Oh, and I think that was the one time that Edge is going to use a spear in front of Canadian fans, right? They should really change the WWE acronym from Walk with Elias to Walk with Edge. Get it? Charlotte Flair beats Trish Stratus in front of Toronto fans. Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton ended in a double countout. And yeah, this is just very common to see at least one match being ended in a double countout or double disqualification for a championship match. And the Fiend, Bray Wyatt beats Finn Balor in a squash match. Wow. And we got the main event as Seth Rollins gets to become a full-time WWE Universal Champion once again. You know, there are several names who did not appear at SummerSlam just because. So, Roman Reigns was supposed to have a big segment at SummerSlam, but apparently it has been scrapped because Vince McMahon decided to rewrite the fucking script during the fucking show. So there are a lot of names who were not booked for SummerSlam. Of course, it's Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, Rowan, Baron Corbin, Lacey Evans, Sami Zayn, Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio, Andrade, Shinsuke Nakamura, Ali, and also Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, and Samoa Joe. That's just sad to think about it. So with that being said, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe for more content. Tap that little bell so you don't want to miss an upload. Especially, I will be releasing Tommy Salami's new theme song video. As always, peace and good day.